Landscape designers have many and varied ways of labeling symbols in their design. You can see this particular designer uses a count number and then an abbreviation for the species. So DG is standing for a particular type of plant, which is a little hard to determine from the DG, so there'll need to be some sort of code, and here MP indicates this particular plant. We've provided you with a system to label plants in that way, although our preferred way is to lock that symbol into a plant schedule. Maybe we might look at that now. So our preference would be to have a plant symbol in one column, the botanical name, common name. So that symbol that we're about to label is Hardenbergia violacea. If we come over here, some designers prefer to use a technique such as this designer where text and a line is indicated. So gCADPlus, we've got a smart plant label tool. The prompt down at the bottom of the screen says select the symbol or adjacent copies of that same symbol. So let's pick the symbol, and there is an adjacent copy, so let's pick it. Then hit enter for the next step. Do we want to label with a line or a letter? We'll say line, and the first line will go from there to there, and then we'll come up here and hit enter. What's our text height for the text? 150 will do. This is a design in the metric environment, but it would work in the same way in the USA imperial environment. Do you want to pick up the code? Yes, we will. Do we want to pick up the botanical name? No, we don't, because this designer just likes to use a piece of text. Common name, no. Do we want the count? We say Y for yes, and in it goes. So we've labelled the two copies of that plant. So this one here, a little poorly labelled, isn't it? 6LS. I'm not sure that this designer's got things quite right. There's 15DG and 6LS there. I prefer our system here, which does in fact rely on you tagging the symbol for, say, Hardenbergia violacea to the attached plant data file, which is down here in the bottom of the screen. So I hope that gives you one way, in a sense, of labelling plants. But because Hardenbergia violacea, that particular species, is used over here and here, and there are 4 of them, I much prefer the sort of default system in gCADPlus of having a symbol, the purple coral P, that should be, and there are 4 of them in the design, and I don't think it's too difficult to work out which particular plant symbol you are dealing with. It does make sense to keep the number of symbols relatively small, I guess, but that's part of what a landscape designer does anyway. We tend to use maybe 20-30 different species in a design to get harmony in our work. So we've provided you with different ways of tagging and labelling plants. If you want to use the same symbol for over and over again for different species, that's when you go to the broad scale planting and use essentially the same system, but it relies in a library of working with a restricted number of symbols. So existing trees to retain, we're adding new large shrubs, would use that symbol, use it over and over and over again for different species. So it's important for you to work out which particular mechanism and labelling system you are going to use.